Hi, fourth graders. For 11.6 today, we are going to multiply three one-digit numbers based on the dimensions of a rectangle or a rectangular prism. So let's define dimension. Dimension is the number of rows and the number of columns when we're looking at the first orange rectangle here. Okay. And we learned about dimensions when we did perimeter and area. So we're going to be talking about area today. So we can also say dimensions are the length, the width, and the height. So in our orange triangle, we have a length of 5 units and a width of 3 units. And if we want to label the rectangle, we can also put W and L. So the area of that rectangle is 5 times 3, or you can switch the order, 3 times 5. Either way is okay, because in multiplication, you can switch the order of the factors, and we get 15 units. 15 square units is the area. Let's take a look at the rectangular prism. Let's go ahead and label that H for height, and then the length on that side and the width on this side. Okay. And let's fill it in. So the length is 6 blocks, the width is 5 blocks, and the height is 3 blocks. Now they are asking first, what is the area of one layer? So pretend that is a cake and you have 3 layers, and let's just take a look at the top layer. Okay. Now the top layer, the area would just be the width times the length, or the length times the width. Okay, so we can write down 6 times 5. And again, we're only looking at one layer, so that would be 30 square units. Now continuing with the same rectangular prism, we're going to answer some more questions. How many layers? There were 3 layers. That was the height. What is the volume? When we calculate volume of a rectangular prism, we would need all 3 dimensions. Okay, so going back to our picture, we would need the length, the width, and the height. We can write those in any order. So I'm going to write 6 times 5 times 3, and you can switch those numbers around. And I get 90 because I know 6 times 5 is 30, times 3 is 90. Does the order matter? No, because we use the associative property of multiplication. Okay. Now let's draw a diagram for 2 cubes by 5 cubes by 8 cubes. I have 2 as the height, 5 as the width, and 8 as the length. Now I could draw this different ways. I could have drawn this rectangular prism standing up and being really tall with 8 as the height. So different ways I can write it. 2 layers of 5 rows of 8, which is the way I drew it. If we turned it, we could have 5 layers of 2 rows of 8. Or, as I mentioned, if I made it really tall, we would have 8 layers of 5 rows of 2. So the volume, any order I want, 2 times 5 times 8, and again, you can do some partial products and then get down to the final answer.